just jumping around or what?
Yeah, just crazy.
And we be live with an echo.
Hey, everyone.
What's up, guys? All right, so we're gonna make this a short, sweet one. Basically, because we're on a 90-day grind right now. For those of you guys that don't know what the 90-day challenge is, we're gonna explain it a little bit to you just so you get a better understanding. So if we're a little quiet with these hangouts, there's a reason for it, because we're doing work. Yeah, we're doing work. So I'm Max Duhas. My co-host tonight is Mr. John Newton. Say hi, Mr. John Newton. Can you hear me, John? Oh, you're muted. Okay, John Muted says John Muted says hi.
I had to unmute. Well, he's checking comments and just telling everybody we are live. So how's everybody doing? I'm like it's been a really wild day here, Max. Like I've got weather alerts coming in every 5 minutes around here with tornado watches and thunderstorms and hailstorms and
oh, sounds like Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Texas. It's like the every 5 minute, you're getting the weather like just the alarm going off on your phone where it's like weather warning. You're just like, oh my god, what are you doing? So yeah,
it
sounds like
pretty nuts. But anyway, yeah. So I'm way behind. I got people coming in for the weekend and scrambling, trying to keep up with stuff. And I think that's something we can actually talk about tonight, Max, is staying consistent, keeping up with it, because the reality is, if you get behind on just doing the standard stuff like blog posts and videos and sending out emails, you can get way behind, and then you're kind of losing your business.
You definitely lose all momentum.
Yeah, and it's easy to do, because you have distractions. I've a couple of other businesses that we run, and so I'm constantly getting pulled aside to do other things, and so it's hard. It's not easy to do this stuff, but you got to do it. And I'm as guilty as anybody about consistency and not doing things like, I'm not traditionally haven't been a big video guy, but I can see the power in it, and you have to do it. And I'm just convinced now that by doing video, putting it in your blog posts, and then sending your blog posts out to your list, allows people to see who you are and connect with you at a much different level, because the written word just doesn't connect the same way that a video does. And so I think that's something you just have to absolutely do. And that's something we're working on in this 90-day challenge, is to get everybody consistently doing that. And you can see already in our little group, it's a challenge for everybody. It's tough. So we gotta just kind of keep kicking butt and make sure that we make it happen. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm super stoked about this. What we're doing with this, you guys, is really amazing. It's accountability on steroids is really what it is. It's like, you're accountable to yourself, obviously, but you're accountable to a team of people who are counting on you, and they're kind of expecting to see if you're going to falter. Really, I think a lot of people do that. I think it's more natural for people to sit there and say, hey, is XYZ are they gonna falter? Are they not gonna make it? I bet they're not gonna make it. I bet this isn't gonna happen. It's just human nature. It's kind of how our culture is. It's really weird. And so the pressure's on, which is good, because the reality is, I think most people perform much better, at least I do, when you're under pressure, when you've got deadlines, when you're trying to get things accomplished in a specific time frame. Your mind gets super focused, and you're able to kind of prioritize what's really important, and make sure that you're getting stuff done. And I've got what I'm finding is, for myself, the best time for me to do videos is early in the morning, like when I'm walking the dogs and kind of up and fresh. And I'm a morning person anyway. So that's the best time for me anyway. And so I think that that's something you have to really kind of consider when you set up your schedule to do this work, is to think about the type of person that you are. If you're a morning person, night person, do those things at the time of the day when your body clock says it's ready to go. And so anyway, yeah, I've got to get on that schedule and kind of reprioritize things. And the good news is I'm finding that I'm spending less time on Facebook and doing other things that really can be huge time wasters. So pretty interesting. How's it going for you?
It's well, I mean, it's we're in. Once again, I think we both know it's like when you run two businesses, and you, and I mean, I'm just happy that my son's potty trained right now, or he's potty training, which is cool, because now I'm just like, go sit on the potty and he's good. But like, yeah, I mean, pretty much it's a normal, early morning schedule. I'd shoot most of my videos actually while I'm either driving or, I did my videos this morning in my warehouse while I was getting all my stuff prepared for the day. But it's same thing. And I was telling my wife, it's like summer is my least favorite season, just because I'm like, I don't know about you, man, but I'm naturally like warm blooded to begin with. Like, cold weather doesn't bother me. It could be -20 outside and I'm just like, throw on some long johns and I'm cool. Once the temperature gets above 85, it's just like, it's torturous for me to just like do anything that involves like being outside. And I'm just happy to say that this is my last summer like having to work outside doing anything, other than like what I choose to do rather than just like going out. So yeah, but I got home like 5 o'clock today, and I literally had to take like a quick like 45-minute power nap just to refresh myself, because I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. But it was so bad. It was like I feel, you know what I mean? It's like going 12 rounds with like Mike Tyson sometimes, and it's been like this now for the last last week and a half. So yeah, but other than that, man, it's just like I feel just because of the accountability aspect, it's like it is the same thing. It's like you can't ask somebody to do something that you're not doing. So if anything, it's just like it holds me to a standard to like perform and produce and do things that like normally when I'm feeling like this, I just like, screw it, man, I'm just gonna go to sleep and hydrate and do whatever. So now it's just like hydrate, eat some food, take a nap, get back up, write down everything you need to do and checklist it off. And that's actually what's helped me a whole lot, is like actually just like writing down specifically what I need to do, on a daily basis, and instead of just like thinking about it, because that's always been, I don't know, to me, if anything that I need to do, as long as I write it down and make a list for myself, like checklist it off, it's so much simpler for me to get done, because otherwise like your mind kind of takes over and you get sidetracked. You get sidetracked with Facebook, you get sidetracked with posts, you get sidetracked with life or whatever, and it's just, and before you know it, you're like, crap, man, I'm a week behind on blog posts, or I'm a week behind on emailing people, or I'm a week behind on just literally just the day-to-day stuff that you have to do to run a successful online business. And what's cool is it sounds really dumb, and I'll admit it, but like I literally just figured out last week how to set up like an autoresponder kind of process, where I put in like 14 days worth of emails for anybody that's like opting in currently. So other than like broadcast posts and things, like I actually have people set up in like a daily autoresponder. So I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. Like they're getting emails from me that I don't have to write every day. Like I wrote them all over the weekend or last weekend and put them all in, and there's and they're kind of in that process. I figured out basically, once again, it sounds really dumb, but I figured out how to schedule blog posts, to where like, just because I knew that this was going to be happening. I had a blog post this morning, and at 8:45 a.m. That was written yesterday at like 5:30. Just because I was like, I don't want to double, triple up on posts. I want to keep it consistent, keep the message consistent. So that's a big thing. But yeah, it's just holding yourself accountable. And actually, now that you said it, it's like I didn't upload the video that I shot this morning. I uploaded my accountability video. I didn't upload the actual video that I did though, which I thought was really good. And then I don't know, it's just like you get these when you're in like grind mode and you're in just like production mode, you start like your whole thought process kind of takes over to where it's like I just want to create great content. You know what I mean? I want to give out great information. I want to basically produce great value for people. So it's like it's not just like fluff and hype and just like copy paste whatever anybody else is doing. Like you actually want to like come out and put out your own great content. So I'm on this mission now to and I had this awesome idea, and it was just funny because like being on Darren's like webinar a couple weeks ago, he's like I'll always carry a notebook with me or something to write down great ideas. I didn't have a notebook, but I texted the idea to myself just so that way I didn't lose it. And I'm actually that's gonna be one of the things that I write about. And it's just funny, man. It's just once you actually make a commitment, and I think that's really what it is. It's like having a commitment to yourself to achieve success. You know what I mean? Having a commitment to yourself to hit the goals that you need to hit and produce what you need to produce, and basically like just do it on a. I know like when I was doing the 21 day blogging challenge the first time, like I was committed to blogging every day, and I was actually committed to doing like 1,000-word blog posts or whatever. And it was tedious as all hell, but like if anything, I've how do you put it? I've got like a 5-part marketing system now that as long as I do all 5 things every day, like I don't need to like do like massively monstrous blog posts. I can just literally do just good content, good video, syndicate, share, and then put it in a couple other places. And it kind of just like does the work for me, and it doesn't like really. I don't really need to like stress myself out or like whatever. But now with this other stuff that we're doing, I'm trying to tweak some other ad markets, and I've got to. This is kind of on my to-do list. And I don't know if I'm going to necessarily get it done during the week, but I have it definitely done for over the weekend. But like I will have my downloadable PDF. Free lead magnet giveaway thing that I'm writing just because I know I need it. You know what I mean? Just with certain platforms that require, for advertising and stuff, like you kind of need to have something, like you can't promote for certain things that won't allow you to promote biz ops or whatever. You kind of need that lead magnet. You need that free giveaway that's going to, kind of give a follow up and give that other stuff. So, so this is actually like I'm super stoked about this 90-day challenge that we started. I think it's going to be monumental. You know what I mean? Just in everybody's sense. I mean, like obviously, when you're going from like very minimal momentum to massive momentum, I think the first shoves of the car, you know what I mean, get it going. But once that momentum roll is hit, man, all you got to do is just like keep a steady pace, and it's not going to slow down. It's if anything, it just speeds up, unless you stop pushing, and then it stops again, and then you got to restart. And I think with I know for you, for me, there's been that it's like that. Oh, we got it moving. All right, great. Now it's time to relax. You know what I mean? Instead of just like, all right, instead of just like push. Now that we got it moving, just now you don't have to work that hard to keep it moving. And if anything,
it's actually really funny that you said that, because I had to go to Sam's Club to pick up. I have a pool, and so just to kind of get stuff going, you dump chlorine in there, but it's actually got a salt generator basically that creates chlorine gas from salt water. So it's a saltwater pool. But to get it going, to get a saltwater pool going, takes bags and bags and bags and bags of 40-pound bags of salt, like salt crystals that you stick in there.
Yeah,
and so I went there and I said,
yeah,
I'm just going to buy 20 bags of this stuff. I've already put 20 bags in there, and so I'm going to buy another 20 bags of salt, 800 pounds. stick it on the cart, and it wasn't a regular shopping cart. It's, it's a fortified cart that they have, for big orders and stuff. And man, oh man, that thing was hard to get going. So it's pretty interesting that you talked about that, because that's true. And it worried me because, once I got momentum going down an aisle, all of a sudden people pop out and I'd be going, holy shit, I'll never be able to stop this thing. I'm going to cut somebody's leg off.
You're going to kill somebody with 800 pounds of salt.
So, yeah, that's a good analogy, because that's exactly what it is. And really, when you think about it, like sports teams, like football teams, right? Football players that during the off season, they practice, they lift. They don't practice football per se. Quarterbacks and receivers, they'll work together on the side, and guys will do different things. But there's nothing like being in game shape, and the only way you can get in game shape is to start practice and build the momentum. And that's exactly what happens to pro teams too. Is they build the momentum, and they're able to kind of sustain that momentum through the season. They get injuries and all kinds of stuff, but ultimately, when the teams roll to the end of the year, they're operating, generally speaking, on all cylinders. And they've at least the best teams, obviously, they've perfected what they need to do. And that's the same thing for this business. Is you've got to do that. You've got to build that momentum. You've got to do the work, and once you create the momentum, then you're going to be much more efficient to be able to get the things done that you need to on a daily basis. And I think the other thing that's going to happen is that all of a sudden the ideas will start to flow much easier. So everything will work much more efficiently. So that's really the idea behind what we're trying to do, is to create that. And I hope everybody understands that. We're certainly going to talk about that some more tomorrow on our mastermind group. But yeah, it's critical, and that's a message that people have had and delivered, since I got into this business, is blog daily, tell others, be consistent, right? But you kind of mentally think, well, is it really that? Is it really that simple? And the truth is that it actually is, truthfully. And so you've got to do that. And the other thing is that your list, the people that opt into your list that don't buy something, but they've opted in because they were interested in a hook or something that you offered them. They want to hear from you. And so the only way they can hear from you is if you're consistently sending them messages. And the best way to do that, like I said, I think is through video. So that's what my plan is for the next 90 days. Is I'm going to do short videos with one simple message, and attach that to every single blog post. I'm not going to worry so much about the words, but what I'm finding is that the words actually come easier because I've already done the video, so I know what the video content is. Now I can sit down and actually write out the words that I want to, the things that I want to talk about, the concepts that I want to talk about in this blog post. And so, yeah, it's going to be a challenge, because I know what I've got coming up, family stuff and vacations and all sorts of other stuff. So it's going to be a challenge to stay on task and to do that consistently. But you have to do that. And the best thing I can think about and tell people is that I was on a webinar last week with a guy that's made millions and millions and millions of dollars online, and he was talking about where do you start, and his personal opinion is you have to start with your mental mindset, with how you think about business, the way that you think about money, the way that you think about success, all of those kinds of things. You've got to work on that first before you do anything else. And what he was talking about was this 30-30-30 plan, where basically you read a you know, a motivational or a related book for 30 minutes every day. You listen to a motivational audio for 30 minutes a day, and you do that for 30 days consistently. You don't miss a beat. And his point is that leaders don't miss a day. And if they do miss a day, then the clock for them starts from ground zero again. So, you know, if you miss a day, you know, in the middle of the week, well, then, you know, day one is the next day. And that's kind of how you have to look at it, is that if you don't have that kind of discipline and don't have that kind of consistency, then you're not going to be able to have the success that you want to have in your business. And so those are the key messages that I think we're starting to sort of, you know, understand from a much deeper level in what we're doing with the mastermind, is that this stuff does make sense, and it's stuff that you do have to do. And if you do it consistently and do it with passion, then the business is going to start to flow much easier. And that's ultimately the entire idea. So yeah, I can't wait to just kind of keep getting into this. And the other thing that we're actually working on in this mastermind is, you know, beyond consistency, we're working on messaging and targeting. And that's kind of our task, I think, as a group for this week, is to perfect the messaging as much as you can. And that messaging is, you know, who you are, what you do, why you do it, and then who you're targeting with that messaging. And so the faster you can get to that, the faster you can get to building a system that actually functions properly. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. And you know, I think really probably within, I don't know what you think, Max, like maybe 3 weeks, we'll be in a position to really kind of to focus in on specific funnel processes and being able to drive traffic into something that's fully functioning.
Absolutely.
That'd be kind of my goal.
Absolutely. I think with anything, you know, I think with anything, like, it basically, you know, it takes time to get, you know, it's like you were saying with the 800-pound cart. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time to start pushing or pulling an 800-pound cart. But once you get that momentum roll going, and yeah, I didn't expect, like, all of a sudden it's like, we're gonna start this 90-day challenge and everything's just gonna, like, streamline and be super simple. You know, if anything, it's just like, you know, it's gonna take a little bit of work and a little bit of time, but at the same time, it's like, once you commit to doing daily actions and daily posts and daily, it just, once the momentum roll kicks in, and then it's like, all right, cool, so this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it, blah blah blah, and here's your case study for all of this, because we've been documenting this on a daily basis. You know, and that, I think that really is just one of the most important things of what we're doing. It's basically, it's not just hey man, I say I'm doing this. It's like, nah, bro, I'm documenting everything that I'm doing, like, literally, like, on a day-to-day accountability, like, what am I doing? How am I doing it? Like, this is how it's working, so pay attention, you know, and if you want to achieve the same results, this is what you need to do on a daily basis for the next, you know, XYZ amount of time. And then you can start, you know, playing with stuff, and then you can start doing different things. So, you know, on that end, I just, you know, it's you know it's going to take work, and you know it's going to suck at first. You know, it's like anything. It's like not going to the gym for a year, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to get back in shape. You know, it's going to suck at first, and it's going to suck so bad. You know, but that's why they always say it's like, you're either going to pay a trainer, or you're going to find somebody to work out with you that's, like, just as dedicated to getting in shape as you are. Because if you're just doing it by yourself, you know, it's very difficult to go to the gym every day or every other day to get in shape. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to just do it all by yourself. But at the same time, it's like, when you got a team, you got people that are pushing you, and you know that, you know, you hold yourself accountable and they hold you accountable as well. It really does make a difference. You know what I mean? It really does make a difference, and it makes you.
Yeah, and you know, it's just like, I mean, And for people out there watching, so the impetus for doing this was basically, I'm sitting there, you sit there and watch this stuff kind of scroll across your feed in Facebook, and so this one thing scrolls across there about an article that was in, I think, People magazine, or I think it's been out on the internet now, but I don't know who published it first. But it was about a guy that weighed 675 pounds. He literally couldn't get up. I mean, he was homebound. He could barely even move around his apartment. Couldn't really get up and walk, do any kind of physical activity. It was spiraling out of control. He got to that point where it was just completely out of control, and he kept gaining weight, getting worse, and finally, he had kind of an intervention with his family and some friends who said, "You got to do something about this, or you're going to die here, and we're not even going to be able to move you," right? Which is just nuts to think about. But so he with the help of a friend who's a physical trainer and his family, with encouragement, he started doing little things, just kind of like rowing with your hands, just small stuff. And then eventually he was able to actually stand up for extended periods of time. If you can think about that. Somebody couldn't even stand up. And so, that's really the process that we're talking about, is that ultimately he lost 400 pounds in less than 2 years. In about, I think it was 22 months, he lost 400 pounds because he had dedicated his mind to doing it. And that was the most important thing, was he made a decision that he was going to do that. And the other thing is that he had a support team, a group of people that supported him, encouraged him, motivated him, kicked his ass whenever he needed it to make it happen. And I guarantee you it wasn't easy. I guarantee you. If we interviewed that guy, he would tell you it was hellacious, probably for the first 9 months, 6 to 9 months. He probably hated it, but he made it happen. And ultimately, that's what you have to do in this business, is you have to do the things that you need to do consistently. Get those done every single day. They don't have to take forever. I'm a perfectionist. I like to do things. I like to do things well. I like to have things put together nicely. So I spent the last couple of days kind of fiddling with a new blog setup, and that's taken a lot of time. But now that I've got it done, I don't have to worry about that part of it anymore. It's all done, and so now I can just focus on content. And so that's what it's all about. You got to take care of the things that are your nemesis first. Get them out of the way. Take care of the hard things first, and attack the easy ones later. I think that's the best way to approach it. So.
Yeah, I can honestly agree with that. I'm usually so gung ho to get started. Like, I remember when I first joined Empower, dude, I didn't set up my affiliate link for the first 4 weeks, and I was promoting, and I didn't know what the hell I was promoting. I was just using links, and I was just like, I actually had 2 people sign up with other people because I was sending out other people's links, because I just figured it was coded. Like, I didn't. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'm gonna be rich, and I just started blogging and sharing stuff. I was like, you guys need to get in this, and then he joined, and I was just like, how come you're not on my team? They're like, oh, I'm signed up with such and such. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, oh crap! Like, I'm sharing other people's. It's stupid stuff like that. But because I can honestly say that I did that, like, I get it, like, because I know me, man. It's like I'm with everything that I get like super pumped about. I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it now, and. So it's the same thing. It's like you can't build a great house on a shitty foundation. Like, you gotta you gotta get the foundation work right. You gotta do the sometimes tedious, boring, painful things that you hate to do, to make sure that everything's set up properly for you to just do the stuff that you enjoy doing and the stuff that's actually going to be the most profitable. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like if you screw up the foundation of your business, oh, it's tough. You know,
Well,
it's tough.
I mean, so it's almost like, you know, and I hate to use the term pyramid, but when you think about a pyramid, right? Everybody wants to get to the top. Everybody wants to get to the pinnacle, which is where the gold is, right? But if you flip a pyramid over and point the top down, how likely is it that that structure is going to continue to stand for any period of time, right? So you can't do that. You simply can't do things that way. You got to build a foundation. You need to have a wide base and a, like I said, a very strong foundation. And once you do that, then everything else can build on top of that with much more ease. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be oh man, my computer's like acting up. But yeah, this is, I'm so happy we decided to do this. You know what I mean? And I'm excited for the people that jumped on board with us to do this with us. So, you know, and what's funny is like well, we knew it's going to be hard going in, but what I really like about it is too is like everybody has their own little challenges and everybody's got their own little things that they need to work on. And realistically, it's like if this challenge is like, because I guarantee you, if everybody's just like uber consistent for the first 30 days, you know, it's like everything else is going to kind of work itself out. People that are having tech problems won't have tech problems anymore. People are having, you know, oh man, I'm afraid to do videos. It's like, listen, if you need to do fucking videos and you're going to do it just because you joined the group and we're going to force you to, you know, they'll overcome the fears of that. You know what I mean? For people like me and you that have a hard time balancing time, you know what I mean? It's like, instead of accepting the time excuse, you know what I mean? It's just like, we create the time now. It's not the, oh man, I don't have time. It's just, it's the creation of the time. And, you know, there's so many different things that I think that this challenge is really going to help people with. So I'm stoked for it, man. I'm stoked. I'm glad we're doing it, and I'm really excited for everybody that's on board with us with this. So
yeah. So anybody that's out there watching this, first of all, you know, I encourage you guys to join our team because we're doing some pretty amazing things. I don't know that there's any team out there that whose leadership is basically taken on this kind of challenge. I've never heard of that at all. And so to me, that's one reason for people to get started with our team. But the other thing is that you know, watch us. We're going to be posting stuff on the internet. We're going to be posting stuff in the group, and you'll be able to get to our links to see some of the things that we're doing. And so just watch us, because this thing is going to be awesome, but it's going to be raw. I guarantee you there are some people in our group tomorrow that we're going to have to have a hard conversation with, right? Because you know, they're not getting done the things that they have to get done. And just sort of like we talked about the other night, is you can create all sorts of BS excuses. You can create an excuse for anything. It's the easiest thing to do is to create an excuse. The hardest thing to do is to actually accomplish the goal. And so that's the only way you're going to have success in this business. And so yeah, I'm pretty pumped up, dude. So that's pretty much all I got. I mean, we didn't really want to run a huge long hangout tonight just because we were a little bit late. So yeah, I don't know if you have any parting words or.
Yeah, guys, for those of you guys that are in the team, you know, keep grinding. For those of you guys that aren't part of the team, you know, whoever invited you here, you're on this page by accident or whatever, just, you know, I'd say link up with the person that invited you here and get on board, because you're going to see some tremendous results. Like, here's the difference between us and some other marketers. Like I've seen so many unethical marketing strategies and marketing techniques. I mean, I showed these guys a a link to a YouTube video where this guy was actually teaching people to buy fake testimonials from people on Fiverr. Let me repeat that. This is his marketing strategy. Spend 20 bucks and get 4 people from Fiverr.com to read a script that you sent them on a video that you paid them $5 for, and then use that in your marketing material. And then they had the balls to call it advertising. No, man, it's advertising. It's bullshit. It's lying. So, you know, that actually, that kind of like got my ass on fire about this too. I was like, because I want to actually show real results, you know, not just like some pretty chick that I paid $5 to go, hi, my name is such and such, and since I joined Max, my life has gotten so much better, and my financial freedom is so much better, and everything is great, and you should join him too, you know. And I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So yeah, so I'm on this like ethical marketing kick. So like you're actually gonna see, for those of you guys that are watching this, hey man, listen, if you don't want to join today, that's fine. But I'll tell you one thing, you can watch 30 days from now, 60 days from now, and trust me, 30 days, 60 days goes by very, very quickly. And you're gonna see some really ridiculous results, and you'll actually have a day time frame kind of, you'll see how this whole thing progresses, you know, and you'll see it, and you'll see step for step like what you need to do. You know, so that's pretty much it. We're calling it Take No Prisoners, because it's like, you know, you get on board or you don't. But that's kind of where we're at, guys. It's about showing and proving. You know what I mean? You can talk the talk. Now it's time to walk the walk. You know what I mean? We're gonna be talking and walking the whole way through for the next 90 days and showing you some ridiculous results. So anyway, on that note, John, I think we're gonna cut this short. We've kept it for about 40 minutes. I think that's you know, that's a damn good time frame, earliest we've ever had hang out low. You know, so yeah, you know, guys, we'll see you in the next video. If not, you can check out any of our posts. You know, you can easily Google me, or, well, I don't know. John doesn't really show up in a Google search. I show up in a Google search. There's only 2 of us. There's one dude in Hungary, and then there's me. Okay, if you know what my face looks like, I'm not the dude in Hungary, because he's old and he's got a bald head and white hair.
Well,
so
you know why? So
why?
So
Because
I don't know if we ever talked about this. So the story is that the person that wrote Amazing Grace, the song Amazing Grace, which, you know, is just known around the world.
yeah.
His name is John Newton. He was a Reverend John Newton. He was a Presbyterian Reverend. So when you do a search for John Newton, there are pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of that guy.
So you get Amazing Grace,
So,
basically.
yeah. So if I'm ever able to find somebody who can SEO my way to the top of that list, that guy is a freaking guru SEO dude.
What's that worth to you?
Yeah, seriously.
That's funny. Oh, and by the way, John, I'm not sure if you got the email from Power,
From who?
but they have from Ian, but they have back office now. It's a traffic tripler PDF. It's
Cool.
yeah, but it what's kind of funny, man, is it kind of falls right in line with what we're doing. You know, what's your goal? How to get basic types of traffic, social media strategies, paid traffic strategies, what to watch out for, and what to do next. Pretty crazy.
Cool. Yeah, that's
Crazy. It's crazy how the universe lines up like that. But
exactly.
anyway, guys, hope you all have a fantastic day, night, evening, rest of the whatever you're after when you're watching this on. And yeah, feel free to connect and keep watching the show. It's going to be good. Good, crazy results.
Peace.
Peace.